Hi, my name is Cal Bonza, and today I'm going to be talking about the safety measures the National Football League has taken to make the game safer. I'm also going to be showing some short videos to show the difference between legal hits and illegal tackles. This is to show that the game is still safe and some of the new rules being put in place are ruining the game. Now, before I get started, I would just like to explain that this video is to show the different ways to tackle to avoid causing injuries to yourself and others on the football field. I will be examining some of the biggest and most controversial NFL hits in the last few years and explaining why some were not considered helmet-to-helmet hits and why some were. Football is a game where people get hit all the time and injuries can occur at any moment. I'm also going to show legal hits that happened but still ended with someone on the field getting injured. This is to show that although the NFL is taking the right approach and wanting to make the game safer, their execution of that approach may be wrong in attacking one side of the ball and not regulating the other. I also want through this video for parents to see that although football is a hard-hitting sport, they shouldn't be worried because it's still a safe sport for the players as long as they choose to play it right. Okay, so in the last decade or so, the National Football League has been trying to cut down on concussions to avoid future lawsuits, since former players are now suing the league for not taking proper safety measures when it came to their playing injuries. The only problem is all of those new rules that are being put in place to fix the problem is causing even more of a problem. Players are getting suspended and fined off legal hits that referees think are illegal just so that there aren't any questions on them maybe missing an illegal hit. First off, an illegal hit consists of leading with your helmet and making helmet-to-helmet contact with the opponent's helmet. Now, what consists of a legal hit is taking the front of your face mask and driving it into the chest of the opponent without making contact to their helmet. You drive it into the chest of the opponent and you take your hands and you wrap up around them so you can hold on to them and drive them down. Now, a lot of times a lot of guys come in strong with that and it makes it look like it's a hard hit. But really, if they do all of that without making any helmet-to-helmet contact, regardless of if the person gets hurt or not, that is technically a legal hit. Now, as we see here, this is going to be an illegal hit because the first person comes in and makes perfect form tackle, but the second person that comes in for the second hit makes helmet-to-helmet contact, which causes an injury. Now, the penalty was not called, but it should have been called because that's helmet-to-helmet contact. And as we see in this other clip as well, this person comes in and makes another helmet-to-helmet contact because he didn't wrap up or anything. Now this player, he doesn't make any sort of real contact, but because he punches the opponent's face mask, which is another thing that the NFL is trying to avoid. Doing things like this, he punches the opponent's face mask to take him down, which definitely will cause a penalty. That is not helmet-to-helmet contact, but that is a definite intentional blow to the opponent's head. Now, as we will see in this other clip, this player, although he comes in with a hard hit, it is not an illegal hit because he wraps up and he doesn't really make contact to the opponent's head. He makes more contact to the opponent's chest. As we will see in this other clip as well, this player makes more contact with the opponent's chest and he wraps up and he takes him down. Although he was coming in hard, he takes him down without making any kind of helmet-to-helmet contact, which is perfect. Now in this other clip that we are about to see, the player, the same player, tries to do the same hit, except this time he doesn't wrap up with his hands, but it is still a legal hit because he doesn't make any contact with the opponent's head. He makes contact with the opponent's side and chest and uses that to take him down, although he doesn't use his hands to wrap up. Now, as we see in this other clip, it is the same player, but this time he doesn't use his hands and he puts his head down and he doesn't see his opponent. That's why he makes helmet-to-helmet contact. Now, although this was not called a penalty, it should have been called a penalty because he puts his head down and he makes helmet-to-helmet contact, although it was intentional. Now, in this next play, what we've all seen is players make open field tackles using people's legs. But even though this is a perfect tackle, it can sometimes cause injuries, as we see here. This player, he used perfect. Now, what that last clip shows is what a lot of NFL players argue nowadays, is the fact that although it can be a perfect form tackle, sometimes it can still lead to injuries. Sometimes just the simple fact that a player hits his head off that whiplash onto the ground, it can cause them to get an injury or a concussion. That just proves that the game of football is still safe. There's still a lot of players out there who try to play the game safe. There are others who try to play the game the way it shouldn't be played, but there's a lot who still try to play the game safe. Now, because of that, there's still some plays that can cause injuries, regardless of if it's a safe play or not. It can still cause an injury to a player. Now, that is the one thing the NFL is trying to avoid, but I believe they're taking the wrong actions to avoid that. They're penalizing every kind of play instead of trying to really see if that play was really an injury that is caused by the defender or not. Now, that is the main thing that I wanted my video to show, is that there can still be good tackles and clean tackles in the game, but sometimes those injuries that we hear about a lot and we see a lot can just happen off something freak or just off a whiplash of the effect of the hit. And that is my video, and thank you for watching. I hope this shows you that the NFL is still a safe game to play. Thank you.